Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing okay this Monday and that everything is starting off well. Uh, I just want to remind you of a couple of things. Number one, keep praying for each other and for people who are sick. I especially ask that you keep the Bear family here in Holdenville in your prayers as Victor and Loretta have passed, and I think their brother Edward is very sick as well. Uh, that's a horrible situation. I pray that if you're close to them and can reach out and comfort them in any way, do that. But definitely keep that family in your prayers. Also, as far as giving at the church, obviously, we're not meeting now, so you can mail that into the church, drop it off at the church building. There's that mail slot. You can drop it off at Roger's office or mail it into his office. Any of those things would do that. We've done amazingly well as far as offering. You guys are very faithful in that. So just keep on doing that. Keep on doing it. We're talking about Philippians 4:8. It says this: finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things. And what we're looking at this week is whatever is right, whatever is just. God is absolutely just. He's absolutely righteous. He is light. In him is no darkness at all. And man, how comforting is that truth? That in God, there's no wrongdoing, there's justice and righteousness to be found, especially in the world we live in, where the goalposts seem like they continually change. And sometimes from one week to the next, humanity decides, no, this is what's right and this is what's wrong, or this is what's acceptable and this is what's not. Look, we have an absolute standard in God of right and wrong. I'm going to read you a few verses here. Just when it comes to God's righteousness, God's justice. Genesis 18:25. Abraham is speaking to God in the context of God telling Abraham, look, I'm going to go and destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, these wicked, wicked, wicked cities. They've been doing so much wrong that their time has come. The cup of their wickedness has filled, and it's time for justice to be established on them. And Abraham's trying to talk to God, and he's saying, look, but if there's just a few righteous people there, would you destroy it? If there's just a few righteous people left, here's what Abraham says: far be it from you to do such a thing, to kill the righteous with the wicked, treating the righteous and the wicked alike. Far be it from you. Will not the judge of all the earth do right? And the answer is yes, he will do right. And in that situation, he absolutely did what was right and just. This is from Psalm 9, verses 7 and 8. The Lord reigns forever. He has established his throne for judgment. He will judge the world in righteousness. He will govern the people with justice. God is always going to act toward humanity with justice. Psalm 89:14. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Love and faithfulness go before you. Isaiah 5:16. But the Lord Almighty will be exalted by his justice, and the holy God will show himself holy by his righteousness. Deuteronomy 3:24. He is the rock, his works are perfect, and all his ways are just. A faithful God who does no wrong, upright and just is he. Listen, God is absolutely just and right and fair. And because he is the essence of justice and righteousness, he despises everything that is unjust or unfair. Think about the times when you have received injustice in your life. When somebody did you wrong, when you were treated unfairly, or when you see somebody else doing that to someone. It makes you angry, doesn't it? There's a sense of righteousness swells up, and you even see it with children. They know from a young age that things are supposed to be right and just. And when we see injustice in the world, it angers us. Think about it angers us when we see injustice, and we're unjust all the time. It angers us when we see unrighteousness, and we're unrighteous all the time. How much more does it anger God when he sees unrighteousness, when he himself is perfectly righteous, when he sees injustice, when he himself is perfectly just? He hates it. He hates it on a level that I doubt if we comprehend. But he expects us, since he is righteous, he expects his people to be righteous and to act towards other people with justice and to act righteously. I'm going to read you this from Exodus 23. He's talking to the Israelites, his covenant people, and he is letting them know that since their God is right, that they need to do right. Verse 1, do not spread false reports. Do not help a wicked man by being a malicious witness. Do not follow the crowd in doing wrong. When you give testimony in a lawsuit, do not pervert justice by siding with the crowd, and do not show favoritism to a poor man in his lawsuit. If you come across an enemy's ox or donkey wandering off, be sure to take it back to him. If you see the donkey or someone who hates you falling down under its load, do not leave it there. Be sure to help him with it. Do not deny justice to your poor people in their lawsuits. Have nothing to do with a false charge, and do not put an innocent or honest person to death, for I will not acquit the guilty. Do not accept a bribe, for a bribe blinds those who see and twists the words of the righteous. Do not oppress an alien. You yourself know how it feels to be aliens, because you were aliens in Egypt. God is telling those people, and I think he's telling us today, do what is right and just and fair at all times. Do not take advantage of someone. Do not take part in a lie. Do not take part in falsehood. Don't pervert justice in the courts. You do what's right because your Father in heaven is right. If we genuinely hunger for righteousness, we will find unrighteousness repelling and appalling. Yet we're flooded with stories every day of unrighteousness. When I first read this, when I first wrote this up, which was like 15 years ago, I looked at the headlines. I just took a glance online at the headlines of the day, and it had things in there which things haven't really changed, have they? Here was one of them I read. Bill Belichick has been illegally taping opponents' defensive signals since he became the New England Patriots coach in 2000, according to Senator Arlen Specter, who said NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell told him that during a meeting Wednesday. It's unjust. It's not right. A university gunman shot and killed 5 people in a Northern Illinois University lecture hall, then killed himself. He'd been acting out of sorts. He'd gotten off of his medication. Next thing you know, he murders people. It's unrighteous. Today, we see unrighteousness going on. It has to repel us. And I'll be honest, too often, I get pretty callous to it. I see wrongdoing, and I'm like, that's just the way the world is, and I go on with my day. We can't allow ourselves to become calloused or used to injustice. We've got to... God wouldn't stand for it. We can't stand for it in our lives or in our communities or in our circle of influence. God is right. Let's do right. God is just. Let's act justly. Now, combined with that, let me say this. God is never unjust, and yet God is merciful. How thankful are we for that? Because each one of us has sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But God, in his love for us, extends mercy towards us. Even though we may deserve punishment, we may deserve punishment coming for our own wrongdoing, God still extends toward us mercy. So in your justice, yes, you abstain from falsehood and dishonesty and doing wrong to people, but you also extend mercy as well as justice. That's it for today. This week, be thinking about the things that are right and things that are just. Hunger and thirst for righteousness. Let those thoughts fill your head instead of all the negative and bad stuff that's going on. That's my message today. God bless you guys. I hope you're starting off with a great week.